David, do you think Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo?
You can't take Crawford's skill away. You know, you have to give him credit for his skill. He's an amazing fighter. He's an amazing technician in the ring.
Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude. Like, you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
After beating the current boxing champion, Terence Crawford, David Benavidez is the next big challenge for Crawford's team. Canelo avoided Benavidez for years, and now Crawford is going to go after the same man when he moves up.
Things like 64.
David, do you think Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo?
Nah, I wouldn't fight Crawford. I'm at 175.
Everyone knew that Crawford wasn't looking for money from Canelo. Legacy, grandeur, and making his name known in fighting history were all important to him. Now that that legacy is taking shape, Team Crawford is turning its attention to the Mexican monster. Who is the worst fighter in the 168-pound class?
When you'd want to see Bud fight in this era, that you think, you know what, that'd be a great fight.
Well, I would say Benavidez, but he's too, you know, that weight class is too high for him. So, you know, where he's at now is great.
If this fight takes place, it will have to be super middleweight, since Benavidez is in that weight class. But here's what really shocks me. At 168, Crawford has already shown that he is not just holding on or testing the seas. He's working in a way that makes him feel at ease and confident, like he belongs there.
Out here, Kamaru, Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh
Canelo.
my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. The reason why he was up because nobody wants to.
Bud moved against Canelo like electricity at lightning speed, at sharp angles, and at just the right time the whole night. Canelo missed air. Imagine putting that same speed and great ring smarts to the test against Benavidez, who is naturally stronger and never stops fighting. That's the kind of fight that not only makes the main event of a fight show, but also shocks the whole boxing world.
Crawford and Benavidez. He said he wanted Benavidez to make 168.
We just talked to Womack and he was like, "Nah, we don't want to do that. We something else." But
I just think Benavidez. He's like what, 6'5", 6 something like that. He's a big.
Turkey. It's clear that Al Sheikh is enjoying the backlash from Crawford's historic win, and he's now adding fuel to the fires online. He asked X a brave question: was David Benavidez still able to safely make the 168-pound limit? The post didn't look like it was made by chance. It seemed like a loud hint that a fight between Crawford and Benavidez might already be planned.
Posted on social media asking if David Benavidez is still capable of making it down to 168. Now, we're not sure if this little tease that Turkey made was targeted as a hint for a future fight between Crawford and Benavidez or Canelo versus Ben.
But here's the catch. Right now, it doesn't look like Benavidez is excited to fight Crawford. Sounds like you? We saw the same thing happen with Canelo. At first, he didn't think he would ever have to face Bud. Then he got a huge offer of $150 million, which was the biggest fight of his career. That's what Turkey does, Al Sheikh. When numbers like those show up on the table, there is no time to hesitate. Some people say not interested when they hear 9-figure pay, but others say, where do I sign real quick?
I feel like Bud needs a Benavidez. And then that would mean Benavidez would have to go into a different body and bring himself back down to 68 when he's already getting settled in at 175. That's just Turkey trying to pull rank. Turkey trying to show he got a golden arm.
Now is the time when things really go crazy. There was a lot of talk about Turkey adding money to the situation, but Crawford finally told Benavidez how he really felt. It's there between the words. There is respect there for sure. But Bud also says this guy is really big. In a tone that sounds almost funny, he says that if he fights Benavidez, he might as well start calling out giants. It was half joke, half truth, and it showed how big of a problem that would really be.
When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look.
Right, not now. That 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168. No.
He's not making this up. When Benavidez walks into the ring, he looks like he could easily be a cruiserweight. But here's the real twist. Crawford still sees good things. He thinks that his speed, timing, and general skill set give him a big edge. You can always count on Bud. He'll like how big you are and how dangerous you are before quietly telling you why he can still think and work smarter than you. Fans bond with him because of this. His goal is not to avoid smoke. He's not talking trash without thinking. He is taking the threat one move at a time, like a chess master.
When you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, you know, say, all right, you know, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. You know, me personally, I believe in my skills and my ability.
He is not scared of any enemy, no matter how big or small. Crawford talks as if he controls the entire board. In all honesty, that's what makes it so funny. He laughs and jokes about Benavidez all the time, asking things like, which floor am I ending this on? It's only Bud who can make the thought of fighting a modern-day Goliath sound like clocking in for work. As everyone was getting excited about Crawford's claim that Benavidez was really a giant, Robert Garcia came in and brought things back to reality. He was like the person at the cookout who looks at your plate and says, yeah, that might be too much.
You should have maybe fought Benavidez instead, and maybe that would have been a better fight for him.
Who?
Benavidez.
Oh no, Benavidez would destroy him. Not even close. Just like Benavidez would destroy Crawford.
I'm not even going to lie. I almost choked on my drink when Garcia said Benavidez would beat Canelo and Crawford. Coach, just chill out. Let's enjoy the trick for a while. I get where he's coming from, though. Garcia isn't here to sell hopes and dreams. He says what he thinks. He's saying that Crawford is a fighter who only comes around once every age. But Benavidez is different, and, to be honest, that's the type of clash where sheer bulk and raw power may eventually render Bud mortal. Garcia, on the other hand, had a different view. It's clear that the timing is funny.
There's no chance. There's no chance. Benavidez is too big, too strong, too fast for these guys. Benavidez would beat these two guys.
He didn't even pause. Just turn it off, like a dad would do when the kids are done playing video games for a long time. But here's my point of view. It's true that Benavidez is a beast. Without a doubt. No matter what, whenever someone says Crawford is too little or too weak, he changes well-known stories into what look like warm-up routines. Would I pay money to see that fight? Of course. Every single pay-per-view dollar is spent right away.
And like I said, Crawford is one of my favorites of all times now because of what he just accomplished, what he just did. But Benavidez is too big for him, too fast, too strong. I wouldn't even want to see it. Canelo, Benavidez beats.
Hey, man. Robert Garcia's reality check at the cookout made us hold on to our food. And just when you thought things couldn't get any hotter, Sugar Shane Mosley gives the year's hottest take. This person thinks Crawford might be better than Mayweather. That kind of speech makes boxing fans want to break couches through walls, so I had to pause the movie and get some water. The strangest thing is that he said it right away. Then he got right to the point. As far as skills go, Mayweather is the best. But Crawford has the longer arms, the old school grind, and the willingness to go anywhere in the ring.
Did a fight, Canelo was like, he's better than Mayweather. So, maybe it was just different because Crawford's arms was all long. His arms are really long, so it's kind of hard to hit him. But he did everything, man. He's the man.
You shouldn't fight too much because Shane has a good point. Think about how chaotic things were during the fight. Skip Biss is somewhere, and he is sweating a lot. Max Kellerman giving a 10-minute speech, and your uncle screaming for 190 while his veins are popping in the barbershop. This conversation isn't going to end anytime soon. In fact, that's what makes it great. After Canelo's talk about retiring, Mosley brushes it off as if it were any other Tuesday. Yes, Canelo has done enough in the ring. It might be time to focus on getting stronger as a boxer. Or, maybe fight Jake Paul for $100 million. Do
you think he should retire?
Yeah, Canelo is more so into training, probably fighters and helping people. Like he already did what he needed to do. There's nothing really more he can do in this.
It's crazy how quickly things can change from angry goat arguments to Canelo teaching Jake Paul for a Netflix special. That's the crazy part. We can see events happen right in front of our eyes. Crawford is showing off how good he is. Mayweather's image still casts a shadow, while icons like Mosley tell harsh truths with a laugh. And let's be honest, the internet would crash faster than Ticketmaster during a Taylor Swift concert if Canelo fought Jake Paul. If boxer fans are honest, they like that kind of chaotic chaos, even if they don't say it.
Retire, I didn't actually ask you. Do you think Bud could call it a day?
He probably will retire for a year, maybe. If he does, a year or 2 years like that, right? A year. But he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's coming back. He's a fighter.
Shane Mosley said something crazy about Crawford maybe beating Mayweather. Right after that, Simon Jordan stepped in and sounded like an accountant, as if he had personally figured out every deal down to the last nickel. He has a point, to be honest. Canelo left Las Vegas with a huge win. He probably needed a forklift to carry all of his money. $150 million. Crawford, on the other hand, left with $50 million after making history. Do not take it the wrong way. It's still possible to buy an island for $1.50 million and disappear for good. I feel like Bud made the work and Canelo was only hired to hang it on the wall. When I look at Canelo's haul, this is how fighting really works. Respect comes from skill, but a famous brand can buy you a palace.
So Alvarez has been able to sell himself in such a way because of his personality, because of the nature of the relationship with the Mexican contingent, his relationship with the broadcasters, whereas Terence Crawford has travelled a little bit under the radar, always been seen. He doesn't have the biggest of personalities, so he doesn't sell himself.
Plus, I could really feel Simon's anger when he said the scores were too high and made fun of Max Kellerman for asking about quitting right after Crawford's career-defining win. Really, the man just left a legacy, and your first question is, so, what's next? It would be like asking Usain Bolt if he's done running right after he set a new world record. Right now is where we need to be. Crawford just won a game that will have an effect on the whole sport. They're not happy. Instead, they're rushing him off the stage. Simon really did make a point. Don't worry about wages. Do not worry about fake scorecards. Tonight is one of those nights when boxing fans should just take it easy and enjoy the show.
The only thing I found controversial about it was the appalling scoring. I don't know how anyone, I mean, the AI scoring was just as bad because it came out of a draw, but the actual, this wasn't a close fight.
Well, the AI scoring, you're right.
It was a draw.
The AI is meant to be the ultimate judge.
Yeah.
114, 114.
No, the other judges scored it 115, 115, 113. There was
Okay, let's end this. There's a lot of talk about what will happen next in boxing now that Crawford has turned things upside down. Does Benavidez have a part in another famous fight? Will Bud just sit on his seat and wait for the others to catch up? No matter what, this is an exciting time. In real time, we are seeing a fighter change the rules of the game. The arguments are just beginning. Porter versus Benavidez. Crawford said that Mayweather was like him. What Canelo is going to do? Boxing has more stories going on right now than Netflix does in a whole season. That's where you come in. Feel free to share your ideas below. Do you think Crawford can deal with the evil Mexican? Does Robert Garcia have it right? Has size finally become important? Let us begin this talk. Don't forget to share, like, and follow to MMA Motive. I promise that the next show will be a lot more exciting.